Ladies and ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another live stream. Let me nudge this over a little bit. James Comey indicted. We'll see. I want to see who the judge is. If it's an Obama judge, we're screwed. You'd like a shout out? Blue Bean? Here's a shout out for you, man. Blue Bean Productions. Please tell me you saw the woman at Black History Museum put in on chains crying. No, I didn't see that actually. I didn't see that. Doesn't surprise me. You're in Dingle, Ireland. Did you see PBD replied? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll talk about this at the beginning. So we'll just go to what I said. Basically what happened, and I've gained probably about 500 followers off of this, which is hilarious. But basically what happened is, dude, I was looking at Patrick Bet David's Valuetainment like Manect pages, and there's all these different guys. Basically, it's like a cameo thing to where these are like big name people, and then Nick Fuentes joined it. But I was looking at this, and I just thought this looked so ridiculous. 48,000, and I get the guy's really rich, and he doesn't have to do this, whatever. It's like, bro, is that not the most clownish thing you've ever seen? $48,000 for 30-minute like fucking FaceTime. You don't even get to meet the guy in person. Honestly, I just thought it was funny. And, you know, I tweet a bunch of stuff and nothing goes viral and stuff. So this went viral, I guess, for me. And then Patrick Bet David replied to it and honestly did some shilling technique. He tried selling his product even more. He's like, time is money or something. He's like, get on my level. No, he didn't say that. PBD wants to, I mean, come on, man. Bruh. Oh, man. You left a comment on his reply telling to follow you. He doesn't even know who I am. I think he just saw that this went viral, and obviously, you know, I said, bruh. Because because it looks ridiculous. But that's basically what happened. He made his money in very sketchy ways. A lot of them do. A lot of people do. I know he's got some negative stuff. I mean, he says motivating things. I guess he's just like he's conservative. He's built a big media company there. But it's funny that's what ends up going. That's what ends up going viral, and the guy leaves a comment trying to defend himself and his Manect. $48,000, man. I mean, $48,000, that's a clownish amount for a 30-minute Zoom. And then people are trying to defend it. They're like, well, what about the connections you have? I'm like, all right. I mean, what are we talking about here? How can you afford $48,000 for a 30-minute phone call with someone? I mean, that doesn't seem like you should be. When it comes to guys like Patrick Bet David, the interesting thing to consider is the degree in which their on-camera persona is an act. Right, and that's his business. I mean, he needs to come off a certain way and appear. You want me on Manect? I was gonna reply to PBD and be like, when are you setting up my Manect, bud? But this is my thing on that type of stuff, like Manect. There's like a weird dynamic if I'm on a FaceTime call with someone and they paid for it. That seems weird to me. It seems like a weird dynamic. What happened to that guy? You've seen his lives. Nothing happened to him. We just had an interaction. Yeah, Trump said this. He said he's not going to allow Israel to annex the West Bank. Basically says he wants the war to stop. I mean, that's a good statement. We'll see if it actually materializes, but it's a good statement. Yeah, I know, dude. It's hilarious that post. It's just me saying bruh. But that's honestly how the X works with those type of posts. I see it all the time where people go viral. It's like the stupidest shit ever. The fact that he responded shows insecurity. He responded. Dude. It's actually 48,000 for an hour FaceTime and 100. I mean, this is his website. That's what I took it from. So I guess he's correcting his own website. Access is expensive. All right, man. There are 8,000 plus experts and influencers to connect with. Download the Connect app to learn more. Really? Uh. Does he know who he's? The guy doesn't even know who I am. The guy doesn't know me. Obviously, I'm not mainstream. I thought it's funny to see an interaction like that though. I don't think anyone that with that big of a following's replied to me. Honestly, it's pretty funny. But Manect is such a bad name. Yeah, I don't even know what does it even mean. I know it's like connect, but what is the MI? Manect. Something and connect combined together. Yeah, here comes James Comey grifting about this, probably starting a GoFundMe or something for legal fees. I mean, but this is the tyrant, this is the fascist, this is exactly what they did to Trump, and it's coming back on them, and they're angry about it.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs
Look at this fake, like, professional bullshit. Like,
to standing up to Donald Trump, but we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either. Somebody that I love dearly recently said that fear is the tool of a tyrant, and she's right. But I'm not afraid, and I hope you're not either. I hope instead you are engaged, you are paying attention, and you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it, which it does. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
and so he makes himself out to be the martyr, of course. When they elevated Trump, no one's seen 34 misdemeanors get elevated to felonies over a nonviolent crime like that. So Manekt is some kind of business red light district. It's like basically a political version of Cameo, I think. Someone needs to overlay the Joker soundtrack on that video. It does kind of have the feel of that. It's like a fucking interrogation room or something.
To another topic. On May 3rd, 2017, in this committee, Chairman Grassley asked you point blank, quote, have you ever been an anonymous source in news reports about matters relating to the Trump investigation or the Clinton investigation? You responded under oath, quote, never. He then asked you, quote, have you ever authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the Trump investigation or the Clinton administration? You responded again under oath, no. Now, as you know, Mr. McCabe, who works for you, has publicly and repeatedly stated that he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal and that you were directly aware of it and that you directly authorized it. Now, what Mr. McCabe is saying and what you testified to this committee cannot both be true. One or the other is false. Who's telling the truth?
I can only speak to my testimony. I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
So your testimony is you've never authorized anyone to leak. And Mr. McCabe, if he says contrary, is not telling the truth. Is that correct?
Again, I'm not going to characterize Andy's testimony, but mine is the same today.
All right, I'm going to make a final point because my time has expired. This investigation of the president was corrupt. The FBI and the Department of Justice were politicized and weaponized. And in my opinion, there are only two possibilities: that you were deliberately corrupt or woefully incompetent. And I don't believe you were incompetent. This has done severe damage to the professionals and the honorable men and women at the FBI, because law enforcement should not be used as a political weapon. And that is...
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Well, he says it's happening, and I don't know about that. He is being indicted, that is true. Remember how creepy Ted Cruz looked before the beard? Vance is another one. Would you ever do a video just laughing at Tampon Tim? But he's irrelevant now. Maybe when he was VP. Maybe when he was running for VP. Bet the case gets an Obama jet. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, think about how many judges Biden appointed. Biden or Obama. So we'll have to see. And then that'll be a whole nother thing if that happens. So, who was the chick? The legs? That girl looked chunky. From what I could see, I don't know. Vance does another interview, looks like, with Fox News. Is the 4-year cycle still in play? Bro, it's been a tough like 3 days, honestly, with that. I mean, I'm just holding. That's it. That's really all we can do. Cope and hold. Cope and hold. Yeah, the 4-year cycle is still in play. I mean, look at Bitcoin. But obviously, you know, the alts, the lower cap alts are going to be, they're going to be affected when there's a retracement in the overall market. Bitcoin has a really good chart. Confirmed LGBTQ plus. That girl, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about with that girl. What do you think of Cash today and Bondi? Well, I think Cash is giving out a lot of information on these things like immediately after. I will say that. There's a lot of stuff that they release like right after. They are giving the public information. You see Fuentes on Alex Jones' show was a good one. I don't think I saw that. Maybe I saw a few clips of it. I didn't watch. I normally don't. I like Alex Jones a lot, but I don't watch his. Like, I don't actually watch his show. Mainly, it's just clips, which I think that's kind of how it is with everything nowadays. LGDGQ. You know, they're trying to eliminate the T. The lesbians, gays, and bis don't want to be associated now with the trans cult. There was an initiative to try and remove it, so now it's just LGB. LGB. Mm-hmm. What's your beef with Fuentes? Don't like Mexicans? I mean, I really don't have a beef with Fuentes. I think his you know, obviously he has his own movement, and it seems like he counter signals Trump a lot. And, he's further right than Trump, but a lot of us are further right than Trump. It doesn't mean Trump is doing a bad job. But he just really counter-signaled Trump at basically everything, from what I see. What's with Hegseth calling in a lot of generals? I think that's a nothing ever happens thing, honestly, man. There's been so much of that shit with like Denmark and Russia, and now Russia saying that NATO is starting a war. What are they even talking about? I mean, yes, I'm rich. I sold my last company to Uniswap. Dude, we had someone in here that was donating a bunch a few weeks ago as well. You sold your last company to, I mean, that doesn't even make sense, to a decentralized exchange. Do you think it would be better if Cash kept silent and came out with everything like a year later? Well, just the way social media works, they want, people want action now. I know a lot of people are criticizing Cash Patel for not doing enough, like not arresting Antifa or whatever. Should we annex parts of Denmark? We're not going to annex anything into Europe, man. The farthest we would be able to annex would be like Iceland. I don't think that's possible. Trump randomly got knocked to pissed off at Trump mode 3 days ago. This may be more important than we think. I don't think so, man. I think it's just Trump is trying to end it. When Trump talks about Ukraine getting their land back, it's complete bullshit. I think he knows it, but it's more so just to show Putin that he's on Ukraine's side. And then Russia is going to be threatened into some type of deal. If the funding for Ukraine continues, it's going to be a challenge for them to continue to gain territory. Yes, bro, look up Scott_ETH on X. Yeah, a lot of the Trump people are going to be happy with this, with that indictment. Trump is announcing a few different tariffs, it looks like.
Posting at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm reading this post on X. No one is above the law. Today's indictment reflects this Department of Justice's commitment to holding those who abuse positions of power accountable for misleading the American people. We will follow the facts in this case. So that's coming from Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Why did Kirk's killer's boyfriend disappear? Another thing I saw, and I saw this video had like 2 million views. Dude, people are saying that the bullet, and this just doesn't make any sense. It's just not true. They're saying Kirk got hit with the bullet from behind because you can see, I guess, blood splatter behind him, but I believe it's his necklace. But I saw it had like 2 million views. You know how many of these rando guys who are like, their specialty is guns, or they're in the American weapons genre on YouTube, whether they use guns or $100 donation. Well, you actually might be telling the truth. I appreciate that. $100 donation. But yeah, there's just all these fake ballistic experts who think they know everything now. SG Whale. Candace confirmed it's his necklace. It had to have been. But like, how does a video get 2.5 million views? Just, they say it's blood splatter from behind. Mikey Cheryl got hit with the cheating scandal from within the Navy. Yeah, and also she has issues in terms of insider stock trading. You heard about that? She's got some problems. I think Citarelli's going to take that. I mean, just look at 2021 and how competitive it was. And that's against an incumbent. You know, he lost by 2.5 against an incumbent. Now this woman has so many issues. And New Jersey's already swinging. So, I mean, I think if he runs a good campaign or continues, he's got to take that. I think it would be, you know, based off of the candidates, he should win. What about, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that the boyfriend or, yeah, I think it's the boyfriend. The boyfriend is missing. So how does that happen? Don't they keep watch of someone like, I mean, it's like, that's kind of hard to believe. But obviously the boyfriend, I think, was involved, especially now if he's missing. Only listen to former special ops snipers. Yeah, I mean, I think one of these guys was a sniper, and he said he got hit from behind. It's just, but he, you know, it's a lot of this is like, you hear these guys, and there's just no way it's true. But it's like everyone wants to have the inside scoop to it. You think it's the final nail in the coffin? You think she's done? Even some of the Dems don't like her and are supporting Jack. Yeah, I mean, as long as people turn out, you know, it's one of these off-year elections, so you never know for sure, and it is a liberal state still, but you know, based off the gubernatorial race in 2021, you have to like where Citarelli is against someone that's not an incumbent that supposedly has all these scandals and stuff, and now there's polls that say he's tied already. I mean, there's probably be polls with him up in like 3 or 4 weeks. You didn't realize furniture was an issue. You bought a couch and it was made in Vietnam. Was wondering why it was priced to sell. Yeah, furniture is you really want to make sure you get quality couches, things like that, cuz you buy it off Amazon, it'll be like a shit fucking brand. Amazon is really hit or miss, but 70% of the time you get something it looks worse, and it's just, you know, I ordered a desk off of Amazon and it was really wobbly, and it's like, it's a joke. I ordered this chair off of Amazon. I got to get a new chair. The chair is just not, there's no cushion to it anymore. It just automatically flattens. It's not. What should you get for dinner? Well, it depends. Are you going out to get something? Are you eating from home? Are you going out? You need a new bed too? Yeah, no, I can't wait till that when I get a new. I'll get a queen size bed. I'll get a queen size. I'm gonna get a really nice mattress. Bro, I see some of these clips in these major cities. Oh, it's like you know what's happening and you know what should be done, but it's. I need a new car, new computer, new bed, new room. Honestly, I really don't need a new computer, but I am gonna get a new computer at some point. That's one of the things I probably don't need because I got this computer's only a year old, or this PC. It's only a year old. Did you hear the girl on the ventilator after ODing on Tylenol? You're joking, dude. That's maybe a troll. Did she OD on Tylenol to own Trump? In slow motion, his head shook violently, and then the bullet appears in the neck moments later. No, I think it all happens at the same time. Plus, if an exit wound would be a lot bigger than that, I feel like as well. Plus, how are you going to shoot him from behind? There's a giant screen covering, and where's the actual hole in the screen? Wouldn't there be a bullet hole in the screen? You think Lance Twiggs is in federal custody or witness protection? No, that's what I assumed, but why are people saying he's gone missing? Yeah, he's probably in witness protection, so they're not. But you think the feds would say that to people that are saying he's missing? The boyfriend already left the country. See, this is the thing. It's like, who's reporting that? Are you gonna bulk this winter? Well, I gotta work out to be able to bulk. Otherwise, I would just get fat if I just bulked. You have to work out. The girl on the ventilator after ODing on Tylenol was first put out by Tim Pool. You researched it for 20 minutes to confirm it's fake. From the Gateway Pundit. Yeah, Tim Pool does say some stuff sometimes. I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if it does seem kind of ridiculous, but with these women, I mean, they hate Trump so much. By the way, you shouldn't just as a general thing, you shouldn't take Tylenol when you're pregnant. I mean, that's known. That's what Tylenol said. She's 26 weeks pregnant. The one that OD'd. What's your favorite chocolate milk? I used to love chocolate milk. Dairyman's is a really good brand. I mean, it's really fattening chocolate milk. North Carolina stands to add. Oh, this is a new one. Maybe I'd do a actually there's other videos I want to do. There's a video I think I'm going to put out tonight on 9/11, but probably won't be uploaded. It's not going to be uploaded till like 11 o'clock at night, probably. Should you get Chipotle or make fettuccine? Yeah, I would just get Chipotle. I'm not big into making things. Thoughts on Cal Raleigh 60 home runs? Is he the MVP? No, he's not the MVP. No, he's not the MVP. Just because you hit 60 home runs, look at him against Aaron Judge. Look at the WAR. Look at the OPS plus. The WAR encapsulates the fact that he's a catcher. It's everything. You can't hit 240 and be the MVP. It's not possible. You're not going to be the MVP at hitting 240. Sheets or get-go? I would say Sheets. Sheets has bigger locations. There's more of a choice. Yeah, Judge. I think Judge has to be the MVP. You'll be in bed. What will the 9/11 video be about? It'll be about Israeli art students. Did you watch the video about the guy that survived the collapse by sheer luck? Balling up in a stairwell. No, I don't think I've seen that. But I think I know the stairwell you're talking about that survived the collapse. It's like one of the only things within the building that survived. You see Alex Jones is rocking the Hitler mustache? Yeah, I saw that. He was getting a lot of compliments for it. Walmart or Target? Target. Top 5 cities in Ohio? Huh. Well, it's challenging. I mean, I haven't been to like I've been to barely I've been to a decent amount of them, but on Alex Jones' show today, he talked about Trump's Truth Social post on Russia, Ukraine, and a green light for the long-term NATO plan to take over Russia from Operation Barbarossa 2. No, you can't. He does that. It's an over-embellishment. He's talking about Operation Barbarossa 2.0. NATO is performing an Operation Barbarossa, an invasion of Russia. I need to do the stash. It doesn't. I mean, I don't think it looks that good, honestly. I actually think I look better shaved, like almost completely shaved. Here it looks like I'm shaved. I'm not. I have a little. I never shave completely because it's bad for your skin. Did you do a video on the only plane to fly on 9/11? Yeah, I know what you're talking about because the airspace was shut down, but it would be like a 2-minute video. It's not a long story. Unless I somehow like dragged it on and related it to other stuff. Go to Turkey to get a full beard. I don't care that much about a beard to do that. I don't care. Shaved where? What do you mean by that? TRT? You don't get on TRT when you're in your 20s, man. You really shouldn't get on TRT. It's not good. I mean, unless you're like a lifter. I know people recommend it and stuff when you're older. I guess when you're in your 40s, it's not bad.
A couple of days ago, sir. So I believe it was in Oregon where you had a federal building where there were men in black ski masks who were committing acts of violence, who were shutting down a government building. To the president's point, they don't come from nowhere. These are paid people. This is organized. They're committing acts of political terrorism on American soil. And it's time we had a government that looked out for the American people rather than the people who are committing violence against the American people.
When you go out to Portland and you see what's happening in Portland, this is like nobody's ever seen anything like it every night. And this has gone on for years. They just burned the place down. And, you know, the shop owners, most of them have left. But the few shops that are open, they just use plywood and just like 3/4-inch plywood. They don't put storefronts in because they know it's going to be burned down. These are professional agitators.
That's right.
These are bad people, and they're paid a lot of money by rich people, some of whom we know. I'm sure I know some. I don't. If I knew, I wouldn't associate because I'll be in trouble because Pam will say, "Why are you associating with this person?" But
Is creatine natty? Of course creatine is natty. I don't take it, but 1,000% it's natty. It doesn't really do. I mean, it does. You know, it helps cognitive. I know that it's like water retainment. Slightly helps muscle growth. Depends. Erica Kirk hosting the Charlie Kirk show tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, she's the CEO, but it's just kind of like a transitional period with that. I don't exactly know what's going to be happening with the Turning Point stuff. I mean, they've gotten a ton of support. I'm sure they've gotten a ton of money, and they're opening up all these new chapters. But I don't know. It's like wait and see. We'll see what happens. It's hard to really know because it's like, is there going to be a face? Is she the face of it? Are they going to have a new face of it? Is it going to be a collective where it's just Kirk's friends? You know, I don't really know what's going on with that right now. Like to stream also on this topic. Yes, the left are taking shots lately, but Trump is also essentially calling the left demon terrorists. It's escalation anyway. Well, I think Trump is just responding to what's happened. There's been a lot of leftists that have gone crazy and shot up places, so he's calling them. I mean, Trump's not going to come out. You can't really expect the president of the Republican Party, after one of his top guys gets assassinated by the other party, you can't really do the both sides thing if you're Trump. That would be seen as extremely weak. But it's like liberals want to do the both sides thing. Why would he do the both sides things after one of his guys just got taken out by the other party? That would seem extremely weak, and Republicans would, not stand for that. But that's basically what, we got to lower the temperature is. Well, of course we got to lower the temperature because one of our guys just got killed. Of course you're going to say that. Your buddy showed you my channel. That's nice. I appreciate that. Gusher head. Do Dems even have a chance in 2028 if we take New Jersey? You're talking about Citarelli or just in general? You're talking about in 2028? I mean, it would be very hard for them. I mean, New Jersey, another 14 electoral votes that was previously locked down by the Dems. You know, that's basically a switch of 28 electoral votes, 14 going from Dem to Republican. Yeah, they would be. I mean, they could, I guess, win all the swing states and would take it. But I mean, New Jersey swinging would also signal that other states probably would be swinging as well. Alex does overdo it, but NATO war threat is no good. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see if NATO. This is the thing. NATO has really not been involved. You can say, well, they're sending a bunch of weapons and all this shit. I mean, think about what Russia has. They've got North Korean troops. Where are the NATO troops to help Ukraine? They don't exist. So all of this fear mongering about NATO, they have not been aggressors. And I mean, it's been three and a half years at this point. Unless NATO is really obsessed with, I guess, pushing Russia back, and they think Russia is weakened, and so maybe they take an but like Operation Barbarossa 2.0, all that type of stuff is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. That's not what NATO is going to do. That's not what NATO even is. I mean, you can say, well, they've been agitating Russia, and it's like by proxy they've been adding countries further and further to the east. But I mean, taking over Russia is ridiculous. It's not going to happen. Is it fair to say our government spends 90% of its resource fighting amongst itself and barely cares about progress? Well, there's always going to be, it's very sophisticated. The United States government is extremely sophisticated, so there's always going to be inner fighting. But that's also a byproduct of our setup. You know how there's always an election every 4 years. There's going to be a ton of infighting for power. You could say that's actually a good thing that there's all this fighting. Whether or not stuff like this, where they try and arrest Trump and then Trump tries to arrest Comey, whether or not this is good, this is just a byproduct of how it is, how the political game is played. The U.S., people say we have a ton of corruption. These other countries are just, there's no actual society with these other countries, and it's at the base level to where, people, it's so corrupt with cops to where they'll get paid off and stuff like that just doesn't exist in the United States to any crazy degree. Like, our country is a lot less corrupt than like 99% of countries. People say that no way, the U.S. is completely corrupt. Go to any third world country or basically any other country, outside of Western Europe. Follow you. All right, well, all right, what is it? What is it? Scott.ethereum. I'll look you up on this computer. We'll see. I'm actually signed into my account on this computer. Scott.eth. You've actually got 21,000 followers. You're trying to flex on me, really? All right, I'll follow you, dude. I'll follow you. There you go. Brother's bullying me into following him. You agree with you, Napoleon and Hitler made a mistake. You agree with me? Well, I mean, they lost. Now, whether or not they made, you got to go back in history to think about their other options. And yeah, obviously, hindsight, they made a mistake. They lost. But there were a lot of other mitigating variables at play when Barbarossa was launched. Are you on iMac? I have an iMac, yeah. I have an iMac and a PC. I have to have the iMac because of the AirDrop function when I make videos sometimes. Not really a lot anymore, but it used to be very impactful. Do you believe the uniparty thing? It's one big club and you're not in it stuff. Yeah, that's true to a degree. I think people take it too far. I think people think everything is that. And I don't know if that's true or not. I just have a hard time believing. To me, that's more of a, I know and you don't, so I can say this. It's like, oh, you actually care about this issue. You're naive. It doesn't matter because none of those people actually care. They're all friends. I mean, to a degree that might be true, but I also think there's definitely fights for power. Every empire loses eventually. I mean, the country's 250 years old. It's an extremely, very young, very young. The United States is very young. So everyone thinks that, we're going to have this huge collapse. Give us your final predictions on how Israel-Gaza ends. Well, I think Gaza gets turned into some type of economic zone. That's the only way I see that ending. What is Israel going to fund the repairs of Gaza? There's no way. So it's going to be an administrative zone by Western countries, and there's going to have to be an investment from the Western countries into Gaza. The people are going to have to leave it because they can't live there. When it comes to the West Bank, I would have said I thought part of it gets annexed, like Judea. But I don't know now. Trump says it's not going to happen. I don't know. With Israel, it's very clear Israel wants land. It's a holy war. And so, I mean, if I still think parts of, even with what Trump said, the West Bank probably are annexed, but not the full West Bank. I don't think the full West Bank is annexed. There's probably a compromise to where Palestinians can still stay in the West Bank, but they've got to leave Gaza because Gaza is basically leveled at this point. I mean, there's overlays comparing what it was to where it is now. George Patton said we fought the wrong enemy. I mean, in retrospect, it's like the Gen Z meme with all that stuff. Like, look at the countries now, look at the immigration and how bad it is, and you look at what World War II was fought over, and really how World War II shapes the modern day, and it really does to a degree. I think people lose track of that because the 50s, 60s, and 70s weren't necessarily, compared to today, progressive. But I mean, it did in the sense to where anyone that fights for like white causes, they're just compared to Nazis. I mean, that's kind of like the Charlie Kirk thing. You could relate it to Charlie Kirk in a way. They call Charlie Kirk a fascist. Why? Because he, promotes more conservative and less immigration, and in turn keeping the country Caucasian. And they say, well, he's a Nazi, he's a fascist, and it's justified to kill him. So that's kind of the verbiage that they use. It goes back to the end of World War II. Have they done fingerprints from Robinson to the gun? I'm sure they have. I mean, that seems very standard. Now they do for sure. The issue is, they had prints and they had Robinson's DNA, but they didn't have it in the system. So before they caught him, it was pretty much useless. If they don't have you in the system maybe they have advanced technology, I don't know. But unless you need to be in the system for them for those fingerprints to be useful. If your prints are not in the system, they're not useful until you're caught. So now, obviously, they should be able to compare, and he's in custody. They should have his prints, and they should compare him to whoever prints were on the gun, and because they said he left DNA in some way at the scene.
Recently, Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett. Let me tell you before you even ask. She's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to. But I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson. Between her and Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Gun tuber. Like bread tuber. No, it is gun tuber.
And the group. I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. And he said, I don't want her. Okay, what else? Go ahead. Let's hear what Crockett said. Go ahead.
You compared ICE raids to slave patrol. I want to ask you.
To slave?
To slave patrol. I want to ask you if you think that there should be consequences for members of Congress who make these types of comparisons or use this type of language.
Well, I think she's gone over the line, and I think a lot of the people. Look, the Democrats have become radical left lunatics.
What would be your top 3 worst conspiracy theories? 9/11 was CGI. Well, it depends. It depends how what you want to entertain as a conspiracy theory, because there's plenty of them that people believe that. I mean, the Earth is flat is probably because a lot of people do still believe that. I think some of it's like a grift now. Like the people that argue it, I think it's more of a grift. But there are people. That's like the most famous one. We didn't land on the moon. I mean, that one is you could argue it certainly better than the Earth being flat. Problem with immigration argument is liberals don't think of the cruelty of being thrown out of the country as deserved for a crime of sneaking in. That's it. But that's not even what the immigration issue is the fundamental change in the demographics of the country. The cruelty is really secondary in terms of whether or not you think people should be thrown out or not. The issue is when you bring people from a place that has a very low standard of living, the place you're bringing them to, there has to be a protection of our citizens to make sure our standard of living doesn't also dissipate to their standard of living. I mean, I've seen just crazy videos from like Dearborn, Michigan. Now they're going viral. It's all the Somalians. It's all the Muslims. They all move to Minneapolis, to Dearborn, and now they've got the Islamic prayers going on at 5 a.m. in the morning. And this is the United States. It's unfortunate. If you had the chance to debate Charlie before the incident, is there anything you would disagree with him about? That's a good question. I mean, I think Charlie was very strong on most issues. Yeah, I mean, I guess the decouplement of the Middle East, but I can understand, you know, it's holy land and you want to protect it from Muslims, but what about the cruelty of an area you grew up in being turned into mini Bangladesh in 4 years? Yeah, I mean, I think that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but I mean, it definitely, you see it in the major cities. The living quality goes down for sure. I don't know. The major cities are, I feel like they're fucked just because the cost of living is so high. The cost of living is so high and the living quality is so low. What a combination. You know, I guess it's valuable area. In London, England, English is considered a foreign language. Well, they are putting signs in different languages, like Middle Eastern languages. They're putting up signs in London, England, along with English. Charlie was really just a normie conservative. Even the Israel attachment is just basic evangelical Christian stuff. My own grandma told me Jews can't go to hell no matter what. Yeah, you get a lot of that with boomers. But I mean, Charlie was just a Republican. He knew all the Republicans, so there's going to have to be the cookie cutter points. There's going to have to be cookie cutter opinions on a lot of stuff, like just pure conservative talking points. Your cat says hi to my cat. Well, that's very nice. You realize statistics for crime in cities aren't good? Is that because in cities lots of people live close, or is that because Democrats want to destroy the country? Well, obviously it's a combination of demographics, the diversity. Yes, when people live closer, the cost of living being higher, the poverty rate being high. I mean, it's a combination of all of it. You have to parse through what is the number one most important thing that contributes to higher crime. But all of those are ingredients, but I know there's a few things that contribute higher. Don't think she was talking about an animal cat. That was a dude. Not an exaggeration. The 4 years that Biden was in office, we had so many people from Bangladesh move to your area. What city? What state are you in? From Bangladesh? Yeah, Bangladesh is really bad. It's worse than India. Living quality, living conditions, air quality. That's why the assassination was so bad to me. Kirk always struck me as such an ordinary guy. Didn't even realize he was that popular. I mean, he was so mainstream, dude. He really was. I know people be like, well, no, you know, my friends didn't know who he was, but he was, in the political sense, he was. I mean, he had so many relationships. You know, you form that many relationships, and he had like the schedule of a politician, of like a high-level politician, maybe even you know, in terms of just going to places every single day on a private jet, and just, you know, when you do that, you're going to gain serious notoriety in terms of building up an organization like that, especially with young people. I mean, that is the ultimate. Everybody wants the young vote because it's so important, because the people are going to grow up. they're going to be, that's the most important generation. What happened to the cat eaters in Ohio? Did Trump go after them? Basically, they flooded on a Biden initiative, a temporary. I don't know if this was temporary. It was like 20,000 Haitians into Ohio City that was poor, that only had a population of 30,000. So these 20,000 Haitians, basically the population is now 50% Haitian in a small Ohio city that was already poor. And they're like, well, these people, and it's all like the most ridiculous things. So these people are going to come into this city. They're not very smart. They don't know English. And the thought is that, well, they're going to work for like $4 an hour to improve the city. Like, what are we doing? $10 for the fresh pet food for cat. Wow, that's very nice. That's a gourmet upgrade there. Do you worry about Kirk being false flag? I mean, you can talk to Candace Owens about that and stuff. There's always going to be conspiracies like that. I mean, we'll see the history with Tyler Robinson, but I don't know what a shooter looks like. It's like, you can't really say. It doesn't happen every day when there's an assassination like this. So I don't really have another trans, or I guess gay dude who's trans to look at in comparison. You live 20 minutes north of Dearborn, and the place is a shithole. It's unbelievable. Yeah, and what you get with a lot of migrants is they'll live 5 or 6 per house, sometimes even like 9 or 10 houses. That happens a lot with Indians. They come in, and they'll take a nice, middle-class home, and they'll pack in like sardines, like 10 or 11 of them. It's pretty crazy. You saw PBD replied to your post. That was funny. I know. Go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning of the live stream. I talked about it. You saying a conspiracy theory about a bomb and the microphone went off? Nah, it's bullshit. There was only one shot, and obviously all of the eyewitnesses, they said the shot came from some way. How does the shot come from behind if everyone says, well, the shot came from over there? There's one single shot.
Did you promise leaders this week that you would not allow Israel to annex the West Bank? And is that something that you...
I will not allow Israel to annex the West Bank. No, I will not allow it. It's not going to happen.
Did you speak with Netanyahu about this directly?
Yeah, but I'm not going to allow it. Whether I spoke to him or not, I did. But I'm not allowing Israel to annex the West Bank. There's been enough. It's time to stop now, okay?
Yeah. Well, that's a big statement. I don't know. I don't know if that'll turn out to be true.
Can I ask you, we're a few days away.
By the way, here we go with this guy. Go ahead, let's go. Let's hear the question.
We're a few days away from the end of the fiscal year and a potential shutdown.
Right.
Is there going to be a government shutdown?
Could be, yeah, because the Democrats are crazed. They don't know what they're doing. They want to have the border opened up so that criminals can pour in. You know, we're doing unbelievable borders closed and people are coming into our country legally. They continue to want to have men and women sports. They continue to want to have transgender for everyone. They want to raise everybody's taxes at a number that's not sustainable. It's the only time in the world I've ever seen a party that wants to raise taxes. You know, I grew up in a family where I'd watch politics, and I always liked it from the time I was very young, but I'd always see politicians say, we will lower your taxes. These guys, they campaign on raising your taxes, but they want to raise...
Let me answer this. Thank you for the $5. Will you keep doing 9/11 videos? Yeah, I'm going to continue doing 9/11 videos. I have a 9/11 video coming out tonight or tomorrow. I have 9/11 Iceberg 2.0 Part 2. That's gonna be coming out at some point.
Raise taxes very substantially.
The one thing they're concerned about, I mean, look, Republicans have total control of Washington. You guys have control of the House, the Senate, there's you.
Well, when you say control, so we need 60 votes for this, and we have 53 Republicans, so we need 7 Democrats.
And those 7 Democrats and others are asking for an extension of a tax credit on people who get the Affordable Care Act and some other government-backed health care. So are you willing to negotiate
Well,
on
what
that
they're
issue?
really asking for is they want to pay for illegal aliens that have come into our country by the millions and get onto the rolls, and they want to pay. And our people don't want to do that. Our people are taxed enough. You know, we just approved the largest tax decrease ever in the history of our country, including the extension of the previous Trump tax cuts. The tax cuts that we just approved, they want to use those tax cuts to give the money to illegal aliens, people that came into our country illegally and that are leaving the country.
So why not
you know, there's been a
negotiate?
self-deportation because of what we've been doing that's been incredible. Okay, yeah, please.
Thoughts on Kyler Murray? They got a bad offense in Arizona, really bad offense. Did you see the Tampa Bay Rays owner new sale went through yesterday? Yeah, I saw that. Saturn, I appreciate the $10. Thank you for this. No message, I appreciate it. Read the reply in PBD accent. Earl Sears only down by 5. Attorney General tied. It's too bad Youngkin can't run again. Oh my god, the TikTok shit. When is this going to end? This has got to be it on TikTok. I think Oracle got it. I mean, this was rumored back in the winter.
From your administration, led by Vice President Vance, with ensuring that we can preserve TikTok as a platform for the 170 million Americans who use it, while ensuring that their data is properly protected as required by law. With this executive order, you will be effectively bringing into effect the agreement that will save TikTok and ensure that it can operate safely and securely.
So this is interesting because I had a very good talk with President Xi, a lot of respect for him. Hopefully he has a lot of respect for me too. And we talked about TikTok and other things, but we talked about TikTok, and he gave us the go-ahead. You know, it's run by American investors and American companies, great ones, great investors, the biggest. You don't get bigger, I don't imagine. And maybe I'll have JD. JD was very much involved and in charge of it. And maybe I'll have you say a few words about the deal. He would report back, and the points of the deal, I think, are great for our country. So, JD, do you want to give it a little talk, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So thank you, sir, for your leadership and for your help. We really couldn't have done this without the president actually ushering this deal over the finish line. There was some resistance on the Chinese side, but the fundamental thing that we wanted to accomplish is that we wanted to keep TikTok operating, but we also wanted to make sure that we protected Americans' data privacy as required by law, both because it's the right thing to do, but also because it's a legal requirement of the law that was passed last year by Congress. So we think that we were able to do that. Of course, we're going to keep on working at it, but this deal really does mean that Americans can use TikTok, but actually use it with more confidence than they had in the past, because their data is going to be secure and it's not going to be used as a propaganda weapon against our fellow citizens. We're very excited about it. We appreciate the cooperation of everybody involved, and it's a big day.
And I think I can say that especially the young people, they really wanted this to happen. They did not want to have TikTok close. And I got, a little used to TikTok. I used it myself during the campaign, and it was very successful because you know how I did with the young voter. And Charlie helped me a lot too. And he said to me, you should go on TikTok. And it actually had, because we got record votes with the young voter, as you know, for the election. So I was a little bit prejudiced in that way toward TikTok. It was very good and very meaningful. But we have American investors taking it over, running it, highly sophisticated, including Larry Ellison. And Oracle, I guess.
Well, there's that. So TikTok has been sold to Oracle and a bunch of Jewish billionaires. Look, I'm not a fan of TikTok, but it's whatever. I don't use it. There's a lot of, I know there's like a liberal hive on TikTok. TikTok talk. Yeah, I don't like the TikTok talk. Oracle bought Bryce Underwood too. Yeah, you're right. Larry Ellison. His girlfriend is like a Michigan fan. That's how stupid college. I mean, I like college football, but that's kind of ridiculous. His girlfriend is a Michigan fan, so they buy the number one recruit in college in high school. Yeah, I know he responded. I talked about it at the beginning of the live stream. Have you already talked about the military meeting with Hegseth? Yeah, I think it's probably a nothing ever happens thing. I've heard it is extremely rare to call all the generals into one room or one assembly, whatever it is. So it's very rare. But I was trying to look to see what it actually was for, and I couldn't find a definitive answer. People were talking about some type of Venezuelan situation, so I don't know. But I don't know why you'd need all of them for that. Maybe it's some type of protocol thing. Vance interview. What with Fox News? I mean, I've seen plenty of Vance interviews. Vance has been doing tons of interviews. Have you seen the new Alex Jones drip, the Hitler stash? Yeah, I saw it. I think he shaved it off already. Trump saving TikTok is equivalent to Trump saving Reddit. Makes no sense. Yeah, but it's going to be run by other people now, so it'll probably the censorship on it'll be kicked up. I'm sure. That's part of it, and it's like American now. I mean, how does it work in terms of it being passed off now to American investors? Do they get to look into all the analytics and stuff and see what the fuck China did? China's probably not even going to give up certain things within it. Do you think the Hegseth meeting is just posturing to get Russia to stop being reckless? There certainly is a lot going on. Russia said today that NATO is trying to start a war with them. There's talk about the Russians violating NATO airspace. There's a lot of restlessness right now. Are you streaming this weekend? I don't know. Probably one of the days. Why would the billionaire owner of TikTok want to have kids and marry Serena Williams? He could have had any woman. I don't know. Is that who it is? That's strange. Yeah, I'm guessing they would keep a backdoor for sure on that. Trump said Russia is a paper tiger. I don't like it. Yeah, that's just what Trump says. I don't think that's... Trump is just mad because Russia won't negotiate. This has been going on for a while now. This has been going on for months. That's why Trump had that meeting where he had the, it's like a better, more cordial meeting with Zelensky. Why hasn't Trump advocated for Snowden to come back to the... Snowden does not want to come back to the U.S. He's got a weird situation with Russia, and I don't think he wants to come back to the U.S. Did you see on X, PWD tried to justify that price? Yeah, he tried selling it. He gave me a link. He's like, here you go, bruh. 48K. All right, let's see some of this. Oh, fuck me. Fuck. Bro, my crypto, it's got to recover some shit. This is the bull run. The bull run. Yeah, I don't know. Where is Snowden living? In Moscow? St. Petersburg? Do you think World War III starts? You can't predict World War III. When do you, when do you think Russia will attack Poland? They're not going to attack Poland. They're going to attack a NATO country. Do you think that's going to be good for Russia? That's going to be bad for everyone if that happens. I don't think it's going to happen. PBD says sell your crypto and buy 48K FaceTime. Yeah, I could live stream the FaceTime with PBD. It'd get me like $100 extra in donations. You're getting a loan to buy this crypto dip to take advantage of this. I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to get loans and buy crypto. Crypto is not a safe enough asset to be investing loans into that. What are the charges on Comey? It's it was during his questioning with Ted Cruz when he was answering. I think he lied. He was lying about stuff. He lied about giving. He said he didn't give authorization to someone who's looking into Trump during the Russia hoax. You know, they're trying to get Comey on anything. You know, Trump wants retribution. Only Bitcoin. Boomer final boss. Bitcoin. No, I'm not gonna say that. I mean, boomer. You know, it's Bitcoin is becoming a boomer asset, but it still is. I still like Bitcoin. I still think Bitcoin could do a 5x maybe long term. I don't know about a million. I'd like to see it go to a million, but Juan, what's up? So City Council of Chicago just approved new soccer stadium for 2028, and the Bears can't get anything approved for their new stadium. Yeah, they just got renderings I saw for their new stadium. It looks like a bland stadium. But yeah, it's not going to be in Chicago, the Bears' new stadium. Or it probably won't. U.S.-Turkey signed nuclear deal. NATO has declared war against Russia. Claims Russian foreign minister. You're 36, typical Gen Z. Yeah, it's more of an exaggeration, you know. But that's just where Bitcoin's at in terms of market cap and how mainstream it is. Didn't you get Keith Olbermann to respond to you? No, Keith just randomly responded to me. I guess he was looking through. He was trying to defend Jimmy Kimmel. He responded to me. The guy is not mentally well. He has serious problems. He has derangement, like just general political derangement, and definitely Trump derangement, but even so, more so just political derangement. What do you think about Prop 50 special election in California? It's probably going to succeed if I had to guess. Genuinely wonder what went through his mind after reading the Matt Walsh response. It was an evisceration. Matt Walsh eviscerated him. He couldn't even respond. That was probably one of the worst moments I've seen because, you know, normally something like that happens, especially someone as rabid as Keith Olbermann who does respond to people. Unprovoked, he'll respond to people. Like, that had to have been so bad. I've never seen that where someone gets destroyed so badly they don't respond to a tweet. Because he responds to everyone. Neither Russia nor NATO want escalation. They both want more favorable negotiating position. Yeah, but you understand that for either of them to get a more favorable negotiating position, they have to talk like they're escalating. And in some ways, Russia has to escalate by offensive. You know, if they take more territory, they're going to have more leverage in negotiations. Thoughts on medical marijuana? I don't know. I never really do marijuana. I'm not a fan of it. But you know, it helps people, I guess. I think it dumbs people down and it makes people. It's you know it's like a stimulant that it hurts your function overall. It makes you very passive. That's what marijuana does. You really see any more Russia-Ukraine war vids? The war is fake. No, it's just people don't care about it anymore. I mean, people care about it, but that's just how the news cycle works. And also, I think there has been a large stalemate on the front line. And they're trying to get Republicans another seat, this time in North Carolina. Joshua Jen. A communist. Oh yeah, they try and bust the store down. My ginger sister. What's going on?
I ain't getting through that door.
It's in and out the window. Yeah, you pulled out the bathroom window. Yeah, it's not big one, is it? That's how we get to the... It's just... It's not even... It looks like it's breaching, but it's possibly beyond that. Yeah.
This is just... The Wall Street Journal, of course, has to come out with an opinion piece. If we're turning into a fascist dictatorship because liberals are getting charged. Yeah, they're trying to reveal stuff about her. A little October surprise. Do you know of the last days YouTuber who predicted Trump getting shot in the air? He is saying Russia is going to attack Poland. We are getting closer to that being a possibility. Yeah, but he's probably said a lot of false shit too. Well, who's the dude? Last Days is his name on YouTube. He said Trump would get shot. I do remember someone predicting that as like, but and now he's saying Russia is going to invade Poland. Well, then that's fucking World War III. Thank you for the donation. Teach me how to pull women like me. I wouldn't be much help to you. I mean, it depends. Are you attractive or not? If you are, I mean, that's how it is nowadays. Or, I mean, if you have money. Poland going to start another war like they did in 1939. Oh, yeah. I'm sure the Polish will love that statement. Poland started World War II. You skip JD clip. I mean, dude, it's like freaking. It's every day.
People want to see people go to jail for this.
Well, first of all, people will go to jail for this, but the President of the United States has made very clear we're taking a whole of government approach to this. We're looking at the funding networks. We're looking at the people who are inciting violence. We're looking at the people who are promoting and encouraging violence. That takes time to do it the right way, Laura. We're going to make sure that
I want to talk to this dude. This dude is actually rich, I think, this SG dude. This dude was like the founder of Uniswap or something.
Do this the right way.
With First Amendment concerns.
Of course, you have to protect people's First Amendment rights. You have to protect people's free speech rights. But the First Amendment does not protect imminent incitements to violence. If you are actively promoting your fellow man to kill other people, that is not protected by the First Amendment. And we have to be clear about that. We have to go after that stuff. But
people.
Which grifter would you not want to be affiliated with the MAGA movement because of how toxic they are? Candace Owens, Laura Loomer, Alex Jones. Now, Alex is great. The other two, I don't like either of them very much. I think Owens has just gone completely batshit crazy, mainly because she's been enabled by her audience. She has a massive audience. Loomer is kind of a non-threat, in terms of like the online spaces. I just don't see a lot from her. She has her own show, but it's just not relevant. To pull women, approach them with intent to make them happy, not sleep with them, works every time. Boomerism 101. Yeah, go approach women, that'll work. I mean, that is, it's better to do it in public. You have a better chance than Tinder, that's for sure. Hegseth calling all military heads into building next week. I mean, we can sit here and really be worried about it, or we could say, well, it's a protocol. But I mean, yes, there has been escalation seemingly with Russia now. We're going to really have to look into this, and I'll see. Maybe I'll have to do a video on it or something. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe we're coming close to some type of negotiation. Your boyfriend approached you in public. Congratulations. Thoughts on your favorite movie so far? Interstellar and Prometheus. If you shoot 100 three-pointers, you're going to hit a couple. Well, not all three-pointers look the same. Why are we talking about height at some point every stream? Well, people talk about the dating stuff, so obviously height's going to get brought up. People keep asking about the dating stuff. So the height will get brought up because that's just what it is with women nowadays for the majority of them. I feel like Hegseth Loki wants to dabble into some jets over Russia. Oh, brother. You seen the Alien TV show? I have not seen it. Dude, this is the thing. I looked at it. It kind of looked interesting. I just don't think movies like Alien, like, I don't want to see a TV show of that. I want to see a movie of it. Like, the amount, the budget, all of that should have went to Alien Awakening, which is the next Alien movie. They shouldn't be making a TV show called Alien. It's called Alien Earth. You're 5', you gotta be trolling. You're trolling me. You're 5'3". You know they got leg lengthening surgery. The ultimate black pill, the leg lengthening surgery. You're 5'6", dating a 6'1" black woman. What's up? Salazar, are you? What would Salazar be? What is it? Mexican? That's an interesting combo. That's a curveball. That's a curveball. 6'5", but no chin. Wasted potential. Bro, you're wasting your chances. Chick is hot. Keep the Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin goes down by like 1%. People scream now. But to be fair, it has been. Vivek came out and said YouTube needs to unban Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes. Did you see Pete Hegseth called all the generals to the Pentagon? Yeah, I saw it. We've been talking about it. Thank you for the donation. Dude, this honestly is funny. And this is, you know, old Trump humor and whatever you can say. This actually is funny the way Trump did this. Trump did this very professionally.
With photos of presidents.
I think even CNN was like, this is good.
In order, but if you look closely, there is one particular president missing, or rather represented by something other than his face. Instead of a photo of President Biden, there is...
And it's got his name at the bottom too. Everything is the same. Yeah, nothing will happen with the arm with Hegseth calling the generals. Nothing will happen. The Republican Party is strong. Together we will save America permanently. Trump bans 2028. It's good to see you back here.
There's a photo of an auto pen. Hilarious, I suppose.
Even CNN likes it.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to the auto pen responding to this, by the way.
Feels very beneath the office, but I guess go for it.
True or false, the auto pen signed more things under Joe Biden's last.
And there's randomly a lot of people commenting. Yeah, they need to keep that photo there. That's actually really well done. That's actually, I mean, look at the spacing of everything. It's actually very respectful. It's very respectful. It's just the spacing is perfect, and then it's just a pen. Yeah, guys, like the stream, like. 3-point difference, polling aggregator. YouTube bans Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes' new channel despite the platform's recent claim to the House Judiciary Committee of Free Expression. Yeah, well, YouTube said that they were thinking of a pilot program to let back on. The thing is with Alex, I don't know about Nick Fuentes, but Alex got banned in 2017. They were saying they were going to let people back on. They were going to let... That is crazy that he got banned. Or 2018. Dude, he got banned so long ago from YouTube, Alex Jones. YouTube is like the ultimate, man. If you get banned from YouTube, that's... I mean, you can still survive now because of Rumble and stuff, and Alex has his own... But that's tough. But Alex got banned in 2018 because they retroactively went back and canceled him because of the Sandy Hook stuff. Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. Nothing can stop our Creator. God wins. It's a very nice message. Crowder is on Rumble. Crowder is also on YouTube still. I don't think he does it. I think he has a... You know, all these conservative guys, when all the cancellations were happening in like 2020... They all signed deals with Rumble. I mean, there was always going to be a marketplace for something like Rumble because of the amount of conservative creators that got silenced. Rumble has the shittiest software. If it didn't, you would fuck. Yeah, no, 100%. I think it has the shittiest interface. It has a really bad interface. It's hard to watch, go on Rumble, and like also the search function doesn't even work on Rumble. That's why people don't even upload videos to Rumble. The only people that make money off of Rumble have deals with Rumble to where they're paid. Like Crowder, I'm sure is paid to post on there. You're not gonna make any ad money off of Rumble. Rumble, it's when you make a video, it just automatically dies no matter what the video is because the search doesn't really work. Crowder doesn't monetize on YouTube on purpose. Yeah, because he signed a multi-million-dollar Rumble deal, I bet. Open a P.O. box, please. Yeah, you need to send me like a Nintendo DS or something. Rumble changed their icon to the American flag because of Fuentes, you bet. No, I think it was because of they were showing support after, trying to support Charlie Kirk or something. I think that's why they did it. Yeah, but they have like the green stuff. Rumble's like the slime color. Crowder's YouTube is basically just one big Rumble ad. I mean, think about the deal he signed with them. I don't know if it's public or not, but I'm sure it's, multi-million. Rumble might be worse for discovery than Twitch. Yeah, but Twitch doesn't even have, I don't think they have functioning discovery. Can you search on Twitch videos? It's just a bunch of VODs or clips. That's the thing. YouTube has the best discovery. That's why YouTube's always going to be number one. You're not going to beat the discovery. Even people say that YouTube shadow bans people. It's because the competition is so high on YouTube, the amount of videos that go on into the algorithm. But it still works. I mean, the discovery functionality of it. You just look at videos that I've had that randomly get views. I mean, like the 9/11 iceberg video. That took hours and hours and hours, and it was stuck at like 40K views, and now it's getting like 10K views every 2 days because it was found by YouTube's algorithm. Would you never multi-stream? Feel like Kick would make you extra money and you could be more off the cuff there too? That's another one. Kick is like an alternative to Twitch, but I don't really get how Kick works other than them paying creators to go there. What, does it just work like Twitch to where they insert mid-roll ads? You're actually YouTube featured? You mean like For You on the For You page? That's not featured. Featured is like showing up it's not organically. It's like YouTube pushes people to be featured in like when you go to the trending or whatever. If James Comey goes down, we can go after Clinton. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, man. It's just like, I mean, we'll see if this ends up sticking. I don't know. It seems like Trump is just doing this to try and get some type of retribution, which I understand it. I get it, but algorithms are so fucking complicated. I'm a programmer and I can't even give you advice on how to take advantage of them. Well, there are people that know how to take advantage of algorithms, but yeah, algorithms operate in a very weird way. But like, you take advantage of algorithms by like unearthing a topic that hasn't been talked about a lot, but there's high demand for it. That's basically what I can say on it. But it is very hard because it's like everything has already been talked about. Kick is heavily funded by Stake gambling site, so there are no ads on Kick. Now that's interesting. Yeah, Kick is like an alternative, more edgy version of Twitch. Twitch bans people for pretty, for not much. What if you streamed on Rumble? I don't think it would go well for me on Rumble. But Rumble is just, it would be a worse viewing experience for you guys. Rumble is like, well, if you get banned, you got to go there, or you go to Kick or something like that. Do you think YouTube's superior features are worth it when they censor people like during COVID? Well, I mean, obviously that's very bad. I'm very thankful my channel really wasn't around during COVID. But hopefully they're opening it up a little bit more, and I think that honestly, I think they are. Why don't you promote gambling? Yeah. No, I don't do any ads. But gambling, they'll hit you up for the college football videos for sure. Gambling sites, gambling companies. If you got banned, would you go on Rumble or retire? Yeah, I can't get banned. That can't happen. I wouldn't be able to hack it on Rumble, bro. I'd get trounced. So I need to keep YouTube. Alex Jones dressed up as Hitler was hilarious. I know. People tell me. I've seen it. Shadow. This was before the shave. This was before the Hitler stash. What did you guys want me to go to? It's not even on here. Greg Gutfeld. Where are our picks for Saturday? I already did them on. I did the picks on Monday. Just look up week 5 picks. Take a FanDuel sponsorship. I'm not even sure it would be worth it, honestly. What happened to my knuckle? Do you think a sane Alex Jones is playing a character named Alex Jones, or do you think he's insane? Now, obviously, Alex has a bombastic personality, 100%. You know, he used that in court, but I mean, sometimes, obviously, as an entertainer, sometimes you're going to be aware that you have to entertain people, so you're going to drum it up a little bit. But you can't fake that and play it like that. He has that type of personality where he's crazy. Stream keeps buffering for you. Well, it's got to be your internet then, because if it's my internet, we would all know. You got Oregon, man. You don't care. Yeah, but I think Oregon's gonna struggle, man. Going into that environment, it's gonna be a problem for them. I know. Penn State has not been particularly impressive this year. Why not get a long Ethernet cable to get off of Wi-Fi? Well, I could. It wouldn't even work in the arrangement that I have. I would have to drill into like several walls and try and elaborate. I don't even think I could do it, honestly, based on where it is, because this is like a bigger house than like a fucking way in which you'd be able to do it. Unless I moved even if I moved my setup, it would have to run through like fucking rooms. Or I'd have to move the actual thing, the actual box, which I don't think is gonna be happening. Is it? Erica Kirk hits ABC and The View with a $40 million defamation lawsuit after weeks of smears against her late husband. $40 million lawsuit in what way? Defamation is impossible to win. Unless, what did they say, something after the death? You can run a cable outside your house using weather graded cable. Yeah, I mean, imagine if I had that connection right on Ether. I mean, it'd be perfect.
At the group, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. He said, "I don't want her." Okay. What else? You want to? At the group.
Yeah, I wonder if there's an actual... I haven't been on here in a while. Obama federally charged. Remember Obama? MetaMask launch a token? Bro, MetaMask has been around forever. You think they would already have a token? They're not gonna randomly launch one. Will Base launch a token? Apparently, yes. Is it just me or has Rogan fallen off a cliff? Wonder what spooked him into silence. I mean, you might just not. You're probably just not listening to him anymore. You're probably not listening to him, if I had to guess. U.S. planning military action in Venezuela. Serious. Yeah, they already have done military action. I mean, they're setting something up. They want to overthrow. Well, they want to force the government, the socialist government, out. If you make a DG coin, will I pump it? Dude, why would I have? There's no way I would endorse that. I mean, that the coin would be completely manipulated. It's just not, especially anything on Solana, I can't endorse. How did she attain a $30 million net worth in 3 years on a? Well, that's all the same. It's just all fraudulent. I mean, it's insider trading. GDP Q2 revised to 3.8 versus previous 3.5. Jobless claim also decreased to 219K. Market fear Fed not cutting 2 more this year after strong economic. Well, they're gonna have to cut anyways. Because it got revised up 0.3. Come on. But I hear quarter 3 is going to be +3 as well, which is insane because they were saying there was going to be a recession. We go from +3.8 to +3.3 with the tariffs. You do cocaine? That's just degeneracy. How's the Melania coin? It's gone. It's gone and it's never coming back. When will Barron Trump? God, never. Please, Barron. You know, you remember there were all the people talking about him dropping a coin. I can show you the coin that people thought was Barron Trump's coin. It's like Barron Trump official. It's probably still at like $1 million or something. Oh no, it's official Barron Trump. It's at 400. Dude, this coin went to 400 million because people thought this was actually his. Yes, this is what I thought. It's gone from 400 million to 400K. Barron, I'm gonna get into contact with Barron. I'm gonna pitch him something. See, me and Barron, we're Gen Z. You guys wouldn't understand. Kai Trump coin. Yeah, I think that there's a few of those. They did the whole family. What about Eric Trump? You know, it's like all the official ones. And PC inflation out tomorrow, very important. Yeah. Well, the inflation, what is the inflation? 2.9? NATO, Russia are playing very dangerous game in Eastern Europe, Ukraine. You don't like any of it. Do you think Iran saved their enriched uranium before U.S. bombed their nuclear facilities? Yeah, but that's not the point of enriched uranium. There's many processes when it comes to enriching uranium. Even if they have enriched uranium, it has to go through other processes. They have enriched uranium, but they can't do anything with it. There's conversion facilities that they have to use. They destroyed the conversion facilities. Am I still going on the African mission trip this spring? Remember when I announced it? Like, what in the fuck? Bro, it's like you said, you asked ChatGPT, tell me something random I can say to this streamer. Like to stream free. Yeah, like to stream. I need to start a podcast. That's one thing we don't have. We need more podcasts. I need to be a podcaster. Now, man, the podcast game is... There's no money in it. It's oversaturated. Enriched uranium needs specialized centrifuges. Well, no, it doesn't need centrifuges. The centrifuges is what enriches it, but it needs conversion facilities after it's enriched. You can't just launch nuclear bombs with it. There's like a lot of things that have to go into a nuclear bomb. There's like, you can have the enriched uranium, it doesn't mean you're going to have a nuclear bomb. Thoughts on North Sentinel Island? It's very I find it interesting. It's interesting, those people, they live like it's, you know, they live like it's 500 BC. It's intriguing. Thoughts on your trip to Israel? I'm looking forward to it. I got my lipstick ready. Want to hear something funny? Trump was bitching at NATO to stop importing oil from Russia, but the U.S. imports uranium ore from Russia. Yeah, well, that's not the same thing. You know, oil is a major industry within Russia. If it gets shut off, they're fucked, or their economy is going to be hurt really bad. But what about all the European countries that still buy a ton of oil from Russia? But no, it's actually not. You know, I looked it up because I wanted to see it. It's like 50% goes to China, 20% now goes to India, and then 6% goes to Europe. I do actually have like a pimple in my ear. Oh, it's like this small thing. Show the Vance Kid video. Yeah, it's a great video, man. It's a life changer. Did you think Trump would win 2020? Of course. I mean, I thought Trump would win. I was a Trump supporter, and Trump was an incumbent. Man, these clips are all from like months ago. Maybe a little spider bite. I don't know what it is, man. Russia's being pushed into a corner. They will not lay down and submit to NATO. No, but what do you mean they'll fight to the bitter end? Their country is not, NATO is not invading Russia. So what do you mean fight to the bitter end? Their country is still completely untouched. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. I'm going to end it there. Who's next? Indictment after Comey? Obama. Bolton. You were typing it already. Yeah, you did say it exactly. All right, guys. I'll see you.